What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Saturday tournament, and I know it's Sunday, but it's okay. We still have some videos posted. But recently in Berlin, there was an Arena Cup, and this is the deck that won. Hold on, let me pull up the name real quick. Oh man, I should have this ready. Let's go. If you don't know, Arena Cup is kind of like a regionals. They give a lot more points than they do regional wise. I think like the winner. No, that's the ECC. It might be the same as the regionals. Never mind. I know the ECC gives 500 points for the winner for championship points, but let's see. The winner was, oh man, I don't know how to say his name. It's Piotr Orlinsky. It's like Piotr Orlinsky. I am not sure how to say his name. But I'll put the link down below. It'll pop up a list, and it'll show all the decks that got top 8. I think it's top 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's top 8. First place was this deck, the Manectric Crobat deck, and I was like, why not feature it, give a shout out to them. And also, they have the videos up from the tournament already up on their YouTube channel, and I'll link those down below, so make sure you check those out. Second place was Stefan Eriksson, I know that name for sure, playing the Vespa Queen Golbat deck, which we saw Joe talk about in one of the regionals with this following week if you watched the video with Joe. Next up was Tobias with a Landorus Zoroark Bunnelby Vespa Queen deck, so it's very interesting. Like I said, all these lists are down below. Next up is a Night March deck with an Evital, just one Evital, and okay, that's very different. Mega Manectric, Raikou, Zapdos, Hoopa. The Zapdos is probably in there for fighting Pokemon because it does resist it. Another Night March deck, this time with an Evital. One played the XY and the other one didn't play XY. What's going on here? I think we'll play. Yeah, okay. Next up is I don't know how to say. I didn't say it was like Benjamin and then Friedrich, and then next up is oh man, these names are hard for me. Matt Zeus, playing a Lucario Groudon. So Groudon actually made top 8, and Luca. Playing a Zoroark Vespa Queen deck. There we go. So some pretty interesting decks. Once again, all the lists are down below for all top 8. Make sure you check those out if you want to see what decks are in that made top 8. And like I said, the YouTube videos are down below as well. So if you finish this tournament series and you want to watch more decks or actually like competitive like gameplay, these are some of the best Pokemon players from around the game. Obviously, they made top 8. I think they have this top 8 up. They might have some Swiss. I know my friend David Hawkman, I think that's how you say his last name, Hawkman. He'll probably get mad at me, but it's whatever. He was actually commentating, and he told me about it, and that's how I found out about this list, so shout out to David for telling me that. But let's go over the deck finally. Alright, so the deck is Manectric Crobat, and we've seen this before. We've interviewed multiple people and seen them play. We actually haven't played it yet, I don't think, on the channel, but the deck revolves around Manectric EX, doing Overrun, which does 20 and 20 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, and then a Soul Laser, which does 60, and then there's a tool attached to it. This attack does 60 more. 120, and then with the Muscle Band, 140, and then if you have a Crobat, that's 170, or two Golbats, it's 170 as well, or no, that's not 170, that's 180. There you go. So you can see how Soul Laser could work, and also Overrun is just a great attack, because 40 and 20, then you start combining the bats, you put a Golbat down, you can do 60 and 20, or 60 and 40 to a bench, you can knock out a Pumpkaboo and a Joltik. We know Night March is really relevant in the format right now, and we know that Vespa Queen as well is relevant, which, I mean, Overrun might not seem like it can knock out a Vespa Queen, but it can, and also you can attack with the Crobats and Golbats, and let's pull those up real quick. You know, Zubat, we've seen this before. It's not the free fight Zubat, so it's a little bit bad, but you know, 1 energy to retreat, and its next stage is kind of retreat for free. We have Golbat with Sneaky Bite. You put 2 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon, and Supercross 10 everywhere. And then we have Crobat, which does 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon, and attack does 30 to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So you can see how Surprise Bite and Sneaky Bite can easily start adding up damage. That's 50 total just between those two. But you can put down like 2 Golbats a turn, which is 40. The next turn, 2 Crobats, which is 60. He also played a Wobbuffet with Bide Barricade. Nobody has abilities except for the Wobbuffet, basically, except for Psychic Pokemon. No Pokemon have abilities except for Psychic Pokemon. There we go. And the attack can do a Soul Laser. It does 10 and 10 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. And this is for late game. you can just all of a sudden put a Psychic Energy, put down your one Dimension Valley, and you can Assault Laser, Psychic Assault for the knockout if need be. It's not the greatest thing ever, but if it works, if you can pull it off, congratulations, that's amazing. And also, turn 1, you can just maybe Super Scuba, pick up a Zubat, set up a Wobbuffet, shutting down your opponents, all their Pokemon like Shaymins and stuff like that turn 1, which is great for you. And also we play 2 Shaymin for setup, draw you have 6 cards in your hand. And that's all the Pokemon. We play a 4-4-3 Crobat line, pretty thick. Maybe if you want to cut the Wobbuffet for a 4th Crobat, you could. Maybe not so necessary, but that's the deck right there. And you see, we only play 3 Manectric. That's because we kind of want to start with Zubat. I don't think you want your Manectric to take early damage if you do go second, or if you do go first. You usually want a Zubat in the active spot to get knocked out, just in case you do play a Night March, something like that. 1 Escape Rope, you and your opponent switch their active Pokemon. 3 Level Ball to get out your Zubats and Golbats. A Super Rod to get back 3 in any combination of Pokemon. And Energy Cards. 4 Super Scoop Ups, and this is to reuse the Crobat line and to pick up Manectric EXs. If they're not one-shotting your Manectric EX, you can easily Super Scoop Up, put it back into your hand, and put it back down, putting the energy and a Muscle Band onto it and doing 40-20 to active in the bench. 3 Trainer's Mail, look at top 4 cards of your deck, pick a Trainer card except for Trainer's Mail, put it into your hand. 4 Ultra Ball, obviously get out all your Pokemon. 4 VS Seeker, 1 AZ, it guarantees you to pick up 1 of your Pokemon, but you do have to discard everything off it. 1 Giovanni Scheme, so that way you can either draw cards to have 5 cards in your hand, or you can do 20 more damage, and it's only to the active. It'd be cool if you could do 20, if your active Pokemon's attack to 20 everywhere, so like, it could do like 40 and 40 if you do the overrun. That'd be cool, but sadly it's not that, it just do 40 and 20. Next up is 2 Lysander, bring up Pokemon off the bench. 1 Birch, 4 Sycamore. Now this is kind of a weird supporter line. I might actually bump up the Birches to like 3, but since you played the 3 Trainers Mail, the 4 Ultra Balls, the 2 Shaymins, you might be okay to get away with it. 4 Sycamore, 1 Xerosic, discard a Special Energy or Toll and play anybody off yours or your opponents. 1 Dimension Valley, which we talked, is for the Wobbuffet, but also you could use it with the Crobat and Golbat. They only need a colorless energy, so like Supercross just needs the colors, and a Crobat just needs the colors, so you can easily just, put down Dimension Valley, and maybe Skill Dive with the Muscle Band, doing 100 to knock out something if it does have like a weakness. 3 Muscle Band, we talked about Muscle Band all over this game. You do 20 more damage. Your active Pokemon does 20 more damage, which is great. The attacks of this Pokemon, it does 20 more damage to the opponent's active Pokemon. There we go. Of course, your active Pokemon is going to do 20 more damage. That's the one with the Muscle Band on it. That's attacking. Your bench Pokemon can't attack. Alright, so we played 2 Headringer, and that's just to help out with Assault Laser, 60, and the 60 does 120. And also, it kind of slows your opponent down. It only attached to EX Pokemon, but they need 1 more colorless energy to attack. So let's say you're playing against a Manectric deck. Right now, if you attach a Headringer to a Manectric, it'll need 2 colorless energies instead of just the 1. It'll need a Lightning and 2 colorless energies to attack. Same with Shaymin, he would need 3 colorless energies instead of 2, which is a cool thing. I mean, I wouldn't put a Headringer on Shaymin regardless, because Assault Laser just knocks out, because you do 60 times 2, 120. And then 5 Lightning and 2 Psychic Energy. And there you go, that's the deck. It's a pretty straightforward deck, nothing too crazy. The only maybe techie card is Giovanni Scheme, but I actually kind of like it. Maybe the Xerosic you can change out, maybe add a second Birch if you don't like that card. It's more for if your opponent plays Headringers on your Manectrics. Or maybe discard a double Dragon Energy off Giratina and or a Tyrantrum. Those decks could maybe be troublesome. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. It is going to be a 3-game series. You'll see round 1, round 2, and round 3. So it's a Saturday tournament, so we'll see 3 games. And like I said before, down below will be links to the top 8 and the YouTube channel where you can watch more videos of this deck in action. And it's just, it's everything. It could be this deck, it could be one of the other top 8 decks. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you'll learn something new about Manectric bats. Hope you have a great Sunday. Alrighty, in the next video you'll see round 1 of the Saturday tournament.